Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video, we are talking all about Vanzan. Yay! It's time to celebrate because Vanzan is back on the docket. So we're going to dive into the new filings around Vanzan. I'm so excited to dive into this with you guys. I haven't read them yet, so we're going to go through them together and we'll see what else is going on the docket over on the Wayfarer side, because these are on the Stephanie Jones versus Jen Abel side. But let me know how you guys are doing. Sorry, I dropped in late. I was running a little bit behind this morning, but I have coffee. How's everyone feeling? Let's pull up the documents and dive right in. Hopefully I have better luck with technology today. That would be sure nice. Yesterday was just a day with technology, let me tell you. I had to re-record. I'm running a course right now, Your 90-Day PR Playbook, and I had to re-record and edit everything because of technology. It was just a day yesterday. It's okay. Those days happen sometimes. Okay, so we have the Jones versus Abel docket. And oh my gosh, who else is sighing for relief for once? Not sighing out of frustration because Blake Lively, but sighing out of, oh my gosh, Mel's here. Mel, I was just wondering where you were. Oh my goodness, hello. I was just thinking of you the other day. Well, talk about manifesting, the power of manifestation. Meghan Markle talks about the power of yet. I talk about the power of manifestation over here because holy cow, I was just thinking of you. Definitely manifested that. We missed you, my friend. All right, let's pull up these documents here. Let's just start at the top. We'll work our way down. I'm just too excited to see Vanzan back up. I'm going to tell you guys my theory on this. My theory is Stephanie Jones. Well, I think all of us, that Stephanie Jones is the one that orchestrated this whole thing. But further than that, I think she has her own reasons. I don't think, oh shit, I should plug in my computer. I don't think it's because of the goodness of her heart that she wanted to help Blake Lively. I genuinely think the motive Stephanie Jones has had all along is to figure out who created those Stephanie Jones is a liar websites. I think that's it. She just wants to know. And Blake was a means to an end, which unfortunate for Blakey Poo, because, I think she just got used in that mess. But I think she's just trying to get to the bottom of that. I think that's all it is. Thank you guys. I'm seeing the comments that you really enjoyed the video. Thank you, Jesse. Your video on Charlie last night was so well done. You're doing an excellent job covering all this stuff. Thank you. It's something that I am being very careful in how I cover it because on the channel, I believe in media manipulation and narrative control and exposing it. And so I'm attempting and working hard to be very delicate in how I cover it. So I appreciate that being reflected back. Thank you so much. I forgot to tell everyone about that video, so no one really got notifications. But it went up late last night. You guys can watch it after this if you wish. This is declaration of Kevin Fritz in support of motion to compel. Oh, I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight. I, Kevin Fritz, pursuant to 28 USC 1746, hereby declare as follows. As a partner of Mr. Sleeg and Fine, I probably butchered that, PLLC, attorneys for Jen Abel, Melissa Nathan, Justin Baldoni, and Wayfarer Studios, and the above captioned matter, I submit this declaration in support of the Wayfarer party's motion to compel, thank God, non-party Vanzan Inc., to designate a witness prepared to testify at deposition about the topic set forth in a subpoena served by the Wayfarer parties. We haven't heard about that subpoena in some time. I don't remember last time we've heard about the Vanzan subpoena, but it's back. But it's funny how they have no one to testify on it. They're like, I don't know. It's a shell company. No one's involved in the company. And it was a sham subpoena. So who do I have as a witness? That is just wild to me, but also not surprising. So the Wayfarer is asking them to designate a witness to testify. 3, the deposition of Vanzan's representative who has not yet been identified. How have you not yet identified? By Vanzan is scheduled for September 30th. Oh, it's a birthday gift. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Wayfarer. That was very kind of you to send me a birthday gift. September 30th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in New York. For, according to biennial statement filed with the New York State Department of State Divisions of Corporations on June 30th, 2025, the Chief Executive Officer of Vanzan is Ryan Reynolds. That's funny. That's funny. So they attach the statement. How are they going to do that? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I imagine there's some sort of spousal privilege, but also you need someone. 5. True excerpts from the transcript of the deposition of Blake Lively conducted on July 31st are attached as Exhibit B. A true copy of the complaint filed by Vanzan and against Does 1 and 10 in the Supreme Court, New York County on September 27th is attached as Exhibit C. 7. A true copy of a subpoena issued by Vanzan to Stephanie Jones and Jones' work in the Vanzan lawsuit is attached as Exhibit D. A true copy of the notice of discontinuance filed by Vanzan in the Vanzan lawsuit on December 19th is attached as Exhibit E. Yeah, because it was a sham from the beginning. They created it to just cover their asses, basically, so that they could write this hit piece in the New York Times. But again, I think Stephanie Jones, my opinion only, I think little Steph over there is just using everyone as a means to her own end. Oh, thank you for filling us in. There are limits to spousal privilege. If they can't provide someone else who can give the needed information, they can compel Ryan to testify. Oh my gosh, I'm so here for it. Hi, P. It's so nice to see you in the chat. I am so here for that. But I guess that's true, right? You have spousal privilege, but if you're the only person, what are you gonna do? Well, Blake and Ryan probably think they'll just make their own laws and their own rules, which means like, sorry guys, we can't send anyone. 9, according to the docket from the Vanzan lawsuit, a true copy of which is attached as Exhibit F, Vanzan did not file a request for judicial intervention and no judge was assigned to the case. 10, on September 9th, 2025, the Wayfarer parties issued the subpoena to Vanzan, which commanded A, a representative of Vanzan to appear for a deposition on September 29th, B, the production of documents. A true copy of the subpoena dated September 9th is attached as Exhibit G. 11, on September 11, 2025, Vanzan's counsel accepted service of the subpoena. 12, on September 18th, the Wayfarer parties counsel and Vanzan's counsel agreed that the deposition will be held on September 30th. Accordingly, on September 18th, the Wayfarer parties issued an amended subpoena containing the September 30th, 2025 date for the deposition. So that's Exhibit H. 13, the topics for which the subpoena seeks deposition testimony are as follows. This is amazing. The Lively's direct or indirect ownership interests in you, your managerial structure. There is no, it's a closet. It is a closet. They're going to show a picture of a closet and be like, yep, that's our managerial structure, the shelving unit. The parties' claims, allegations, defenses, and counterclaims in this action. The parties' claims, allegations, defenses, and counterclaims in the action Lively versus Wayfarer. Your relationship and communication with Jones. Your relationship and communications with Jones' work. The issuance of and communications related to the subpoena. Your claims and allegations in Vanzan Inc. versus Does 1 to 10. Your communications with Lively relating to the subpoena. Your document collection, document search, and document production in this action. Number 14, on September 22nd, 2025, I met and conferred on the phone with Vanzan's counsel about its objections to the subpoena. Yeah, we have no one and it's a closet. So, including the topic on which Wayfarer parties seek deposition testimony, Vanzan's counsel claimed that the testimony sought could be obtained from a party. When I asked Vanzan's counsel to specify which party, Vanzan's attorney, John Federloff, stated that his understanding was that Blake Lively testified about the topic. So Wayfarer goes, okay, who then? Who's the person that will give us the information we want? And the attorney goes, well, like, didn't Blake already give you what you need? Like, I totally think that's enough. I totally think it's cool. Like, can we just move on? In response, I asked Vanzan's counsel if they possess a copy of Miss Lively's deposition transcript, which has been designated confidential and under protective order. Vanzan's other attorney on the call, Margaret O'Donnell, answered, "We're not answering that," or similar words to that effect. What? Okay, we got to read that again. Sorry, guys. So they asked counsel to specify which party. And then when they said, you're totally fine, you got from Blake. In response, I asked their counsel if they possess a copy of Blake Lively's deposition transcript, because that would make sense, right? Oh, Blake already testified to it. Okay, well then how did you see that? Because it's under confidential protective orders. So how did you see the confidential protective order thing to know that she testified to it? And then like another attorney on the call is like, we're not answering that. Oh yeah, that's on the up and up. Sure. Nothing to see here. Wow. 15, Miss Lively did not testify about Vanzan except for one sentence. They're like, one sentence is fine. They're all so sketchy. 16, on the evening of September 24th, 2025, Vanzan served its objections and responses to the subpoena. A true copy of the objections is attached as Exhibit 1. 17, in the objections, Vanzan objected to all the topics, alleging that the testimony sought is irrelevant to the claims, defenses, and facts or circumstances related to this action. I think it's what? I think it's the most relevant. That is asinine. Furthermore, Vanzan stated that it will only provide information for each of the topics starting from on or about the filing date of the Doe lawsuit. But for Blake and Ryan, they can go back like 30 years. Blake and Ryan can go back 30 years and they don't, it's like, no, he had to have been planning this on the set, because it makes complete logical sense that he would want to smear and retaliate against his lead actress so the movie tanks. So yes, actually, I'm going to change my story and say he was retaliating against me on the set. And so I need everything back from way back then all the way up to present day, because, I can't prove anything. So I need to keep going and hope to God I find something. So Blake and Ryan have free reign in their minds, and their cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs minds. They have free reign. And then they have free reign to go after content creators for their banking information, me included, for our location, all of it. But they push back over the length of time that they'll provide information for. I mean, isn't that rich? Oh, you just make it so easy to hate you, Blake and Ryan. I try so hard to be a nice person, but you make it so easy. So yes, they will only provide information for each of the topics starting from on or about the filing date of the Doe lawsuit. Subject to that unreasonable limitation, Vanzan stated it would designate a Rule 30b-6 witness reasonably prepared to testify about non-privileged information response to these topics. 18, stated differently, even though the communications between Vanzan and Jones parties or the respective representatives concerning the contents of Jennifer Abel's electronic data seized by the Jones parties and subsequently delivered to Blake Lively through Vanzan. See, that's what I've been saying. So you get the contents of Jen's phone that were seized by Stephanie Jones, then delivered to Blake. The only thing I have a problem with is I think they were delivered to Blake and then they backtracked to Vanzan. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's what happened. I think they backtracked to Vanzan. So it's highly relevant to Miss Abel's counterclaims against the Jones parties. And even though such communication surely occurred before the Vanzan lawsuit was filed on September 27, 2025, Vanzan has refused to designate a witness prepared to testify about the foregoing. 19, upon receiving the objections, the Wayfarer parties agreed via email to 1, narrow topic 4 to Jen Abel's counterclaims in this action and the defenses thereto, and B, narrow topics number 5 to Blake Lively's allegations in paragraph 10 of her second amended complaint that she obtained the communication cited in her pleadings in connection with a lawful subpoena. And a true copy of the email chain is included for Exhibit J. 20. Furthermore, and with respect to Vanzan's relevancy-based objection, the Wayfarer parties reminded Vanzan that in its order dated July 7th, 2025, the court already determined that discovery from Vanzan was relevant to Jennifer Abel's counterclaims against the Jones parties. 21. Given the Vanzan deposition is scheduled for September 30th, 2025, merely a few days from now, the Wayfarer parties asked Vanzan to withdraw its objections to the topics by noon Eastern on September 25th. Vanzan has failed to do so. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. I mean, here's the thing. At least Blake and Ryan maintain their branding. What are you doing? What are you doing? Making a ruckus? You making a ruckus? Hi. I can't play right now. You making music? I can't play right now. All right, let's look. So we have, looks like A through G isn't available yet. Exhibit H is the subpoena to testify at a deposition in a civil action. So we already read what that breaks down. Exhibit I. So Vanzan's objections in response to defendant's subpoena to produce documents provide testimony. So it says Vanzan, so preliminary statement. Vanzan is not a party to this action, guys, nor to any related action. I mean, we just literally got the Sham lawsuit to get the text messages to give to Blake Lively, but how is that relevant? How is that relevant? It's not relevant. It's not me saying that, it's them. On September 11th, Vanzan accepted service of the subpoena, which contains 12 requests for production documents and 11 deposition topics and requests. In April 2025, defendant Abel served on non-party Vanzan document subpoena with 11 different requests. I think everyone has, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but I feel like they have every right to figure this out. This is ridiculous. So nuts. 200 plus beautiful souls here. Only 70 likes. Like the video. Yes, please. Lyman denied the motion to quash and gave Vanzan fees. Is that on this docket? I'm not seeing it yet. We'll have a look. Ryan flirts with anything moving. All right, so they say now disregarding this history, defendant issued the instant subpoena, which contains 12 document requests. Number 6, defendants are also violating the court schedule order for discovery, because only Blake can violate the court scheduled order. On July 15th, the court ordered that the date for completion of all document discovery, including production by non-parties pursuant to the subpoena and responses to requests not yet issued, is extended to August 15th. But, you know, of course, Blake, she's like, I can have extensions. That's totally fine. No one else can. Vanzan makes the following objections and responses based on the information. General objection is like, hey, we don't believe we have anything to do with anything. Sure, Vanzan, sure. So they say Vanzan objects to the subpoena request to the extent they seek documents and communications from non-party Vanzan in violation of the court-imposed August 15th deadline. The request is an effort to evade the court's order regarding the discovery period for third parties. They seek information previously sought by defendants and already ruled on by the court. So defendant Abel sought a wide variety of irrelevant documents related to Vanzan's corporate structure in the Doe lawsuit from Vanzan. Vanzan provided responses and objections to those original requests, which incorporates here. Objects to requests and topics. Objects to the requests and topics to the extent that they seek information that could be obtained in a way that will not require Vanzan's participation. Yeah, because they don't want Ryan up there. Like, this is just, honestly, I'm sorry, guys, but this whole case makes me lose faith in the judicial process. This whole case, if I didn't lose faith before, I've lost it now. It's so ridiculous. But this is why this channel is focused on media manipulation and narrative control, and why we're covering aspects of the Charlie Kirk case. Not because I'm, I have people that are like, you just believe anything Candace says. I've seen one full video and portions of her last video, right? No, it's because I don't believe any narrative that anyone gives me, including Candace. But I sure as shit don't believe narratives that the governmental agencies feed us, that legacy media feeds us. And at this point, I don't even trust the courts. I don't even trust the courts anymore. Look what happened to Karen Reed. Whether you believe that she did it or not, they stonewalled her. They, like, to me, even if you want to argue that she did it, they had no evidence. They put shit in Dixie cups. There was no chain of evidence for that. If she didn't have millions of dollars to fight that case, she'd be in jail right now. So the stuff I've seen over and over and over again, one, how does a normal person fight for themselves in a situation like Karen Reed? Because again, even if you want to come at me and say, well, no, Ashley, she did it. How would you feel on the other side that they're putting evidence in Dixie cups and using a snowblower, and cops are just driving past the house weeks after the crime then to pick up little pieces they're finding? Are you kidding me? No. So I've lost faith in all of it. 8, Vanzan objects to the request and topics to the extent they seek information is neither relevant nor reasonably calculated. Basically, they're like, we don't even go here, even though they created the fucking the table. They created the table, but they're like, what are you talking about? We don't go here. They've etched their name on the table, but I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I'll look into it and see. Let me see if I can pull something up on Twitter. I see the comments you guys saying. I'll check the docket again. Okay, so it looks like Lauren said, LOL, of course, the judge has already denied the Wayfarer party's motion to compel Vanzan, but I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing anything filed that I can gain access to, and I'm not buying documents. I'm not even going to lie to you. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. It just popped up. Okay. Well, there you go. Breaking news. Breaking news, guys. Is that the breaking news sound? I don't know. It is now. All right. So, it literally just popped up. The motion to compel is denied for failure to satisfy Rule 4.6 of the court's individual practices in civil cases. Vanzan Inc. may move by letter brief for recovery of its expenses, including reasonable attorney's fees. Finally, something worked in my favor lately. Finally. Yeah, it literally just popped up. Like, I refreshed the page and it popped up. So this is like breaking news because I don't pay for these documents. There you go, guys. Breaking news. We have the document. So it says, let's read it through. It's 4 pages. Oh, my Lord. Dear Judge Lyman. Oh, is this Blakey responding? Was this Blake having a cry fest? Oh, no, this is just ordered by the judge. So it's the letter that had been written to Judge Lyman. It looks like by Michael Schuster and Kevin Fritz. And the judge just stamped that shit. And he's like, no, denied. So there you go, guys. Breaking news that, how fast was that? How fast was that? This is the craziest shit. So Wayfarer put on the docket this, so Vanzan, Taylor Swift. It's like the judge gets woken up from a slumber in the middle of the night and rules on it. Wasn't that just filed last night, yesterday? I didn't hear anyone talking about it yesterday, and it's already been ruled on. Motion to compel is denied, and Wayfarer, it looks like, is going to have to pay attorney fees to the mystery person that is Vanzan because no one still knows who that is. It is still just a broom closet. It's literally a broom closet, but you have to pay attorney fees to the fucking broom closet because Vanzan wouldn't, whoever the mysterious person is, aka Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, wouldn't say who they are. But you have to give them, who's the check going out to? Hey, Judge Lyman? Who's the check going out to? You're writing out to Vanzan? And we just saw in the documents that the judge had said Vanzan is relevant. So the judge says Vanzan is relevant and then rules and says Jake Hang. Wow. I don't even know what to say. What's this? Okay, so this was just the letter. This is dated September 26, 2025. This is the 26th. Am I in the upside down? So they submitted a letter and within like hours, it was denied? This is the same level of non-conspiracy, but people will call it a conspiracy bullshit that we see in the Charlie Kirk case where a book was published, had a published date of a day before he was assassinated, but Amazon's like, it was a glitch. It actually happened on the 10th. It's totally cool. Even when Amazon takes 3 to 10 days to publish anything that's submitted to them. So he submitted it. It looks like September 26th is the date on it from Kevin. Filed September 26th. The judge received it in bed. He's like, stamped, denied. Like, I'm pretty sure he hasn't even gone out of bed yet. So this letter was all about Rule 4C of your honor's individual practices. Wow. And from bed, I can only imagine. Yeah, he knew it was all coming. I agree. 2025, the year I learned the meaning of true gaslighting. I'm with you guys. I genuinely don't even know what to say. I was not prepared for that. It's not prepared for that. What is this? Book just fell off my bookshelf that I have in the corner. It's okay, but it startled me nonetheless. All right. Okay, so this was a letter that also went up on the 26th. All this was submitted today. The judge went through all of this, you mean to tell me, to give a fair ruling? No. So this was also filed today. Declaration Margaret K. O'Connell in support of non-party Vanzan Inc.'s opposition to defendant's motion to compel non-party Vanzan. I'm a partner at Zuckerberg Spader LLP. I represent non-party Vanzan. Oh, is she the one that was like, I'm not going to tell you how I know what Blake Lively spoke to because like I'm not supposed to have access to that. So I'm not telling you. So I submit this declaration in support of Vanzan's opposition to defendants Jennifer Abel, Melissa Nathan, Justin Baldoni, and Wayfarer's LLC's letter to compel Vanzan. Attached here too is Exhibit 1 is a true and correct copy of email correspondence between counsel for Vanzan and counsel for defendants. Attached here too is Exhibit 2, a true and correct copy of Vanzan's objections and responses in the email correspondence serving the objections and responses. So this is from John Federloff to Kevin Fritz. Like my blood pressure just went up with the first sentence here. Kevin, we've told you on multiple occasions that we are providing a Vanzan corporate designee to testify about the topics in defendant's deposition notice and impose no limitation with the exception of privilege. Your request to withdraw all objections, including privilege, which you have no right to even request, is not something any party have done in this litigation, and you know full well is made in bad faith. We will file our response with the court and we'll make our designee available Tuesday. If you no longer wish to take this deposition, please let us know today by noon so we don't waste further time and effort on this matter. We accordingly reserve all rights to seek sanctions based on defendant's conduct here. Thanks, John. The way I would lose it if someone spoke to me like that. I would not be a good lawyer, by the way. I would not be a good lawyer because I would just lose it. Just lose it. So then this one, another one, September 26th. So this is all going. Okay, how is this all going down at 12:23 a.m.? Someone needs to explain this to me like I'm 5. So this was all going down in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. Last night. They got all of this off to the judge this morning. The judge got all of this, went over all of the documents between yesterday and this morning, and made a ruling. I don't even know what time zone they're on. It's 11:40 here on Eastern. Before he even had a cup of coffee. He's probably still in his slippers. What? Something does not feel right to me. September 26th at 7:50 a.m. They're still going back and forth first thing this morning. I love that you guys always catch on to the sauce. I love it. Yeah, explain it to me like I'm a basic bitch. Because every time I try to be fancy, yesterday I'm like, I'm gonna be fancy and get like fancy stuff set up and destroyed the stream. So this was all going down first thing this morning. And somehow all of this got to the judge. And without even if you, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a judge. I feel like I could do it better than this judge. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I could be more honest than Blake Lively's lawyers without even knowing the law, if I'm going to be honest. But how do you not even give Wayfarer a chance to respond? And I know the answer. I know he's corrupt. Trust me, I know the answer to that. It's a rhetorical question, but it just blows my mind. And all of this happened this morning. So John, Vanzan's written objections state that Vanzan will only provide information for each of the topics starting from on or about the filing date of Vanzan's lawsuit, which is September 27th. Please let me know good faith basis for that objection. Upon receiving your written objections, we asked you to withdraw them by September 25th at noon. You failed to do so. We also asked you to meet and confer that same morning. You failed to do so. If Vanzan is now officially willing to withdraw its objections, please prepare a stipulation to that effect, which can be so ordered, thereby resolving the motion. So that would have been, I'm imagining, Kevin to John. Like, look at how they talk to Kevin. It seems clear to us that your email from last night was an effort to set up a motion to compel without giving Vanzan any notice of the nature of any disagreement. We find this disappointing and completely inconsistent with the spirit of a meet and confer. The spirit of a meet and confer. Blake Lively's lawyers know the spirit and the meaning of a fucking meet and confer now. That's interesting, considering they claimed that I had a meet and confer with them, which I did not. But now apparently they know what a meet and confer is. And they're steadfast in upholding the meaning and integrity of a meet and confer when they bold-faced lied on the docket that I had a meet and confer with them regarding my subpoena. Are you all okay? You might be off your meds. So it just goes on. We want to be very clear, since your motion and email seem entirely focused on the time period. You never raised any concern about the time period objection with us. Your 1238 email purposefully buried the issue in a vague demand that Vanzan withdraw all objections, including privilege. At the same time, your email outlined multiple specific issues. We spent the day focused on the specific issues we raised so we could get back to you when we said we would try and reach agreements on these issues. And I love how, like, they don't mention a person. How did Vanzan say anything? Vanzan's not a person. Vanzan said repeatedly. Okay. So there's some emails going back to the 25th. But anyway, we're not going to go through all those emails. The piece of it for me that's the most shocking is this conversation was literally going on until 7 a.m. this morning. And somehow you have a legit ruling. I feel like Blakey Poo and Co. called him up and were like, hey, girl, hey, just to let you know, this is going to be coming up. And like, can you just like do us a favor and deny it and give us money for our attorney fees? Thanks. That's what happened. Allegedly, my opinion only. Because there's no way. How do you go through all of this and you don't even give the Wayfarer defendants or parties, I guess, defendants, parties, I don't know, a chance to respond, a chance to say anything? It's like denied. Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Didn't mean to scare you. So this was also submitted this morning. Margarita partner. So it was a letter on behalf of non-party Vanzan in response to the letter motion to compel date filed by defendants. So they're just listing the time frame again. All of this went down. Okay, whatever. I don't have to keep repeating it because I mean, it's obviously a sham. It's obviously, if we've ever wondered in the past if there was anything sketchy going on, I think this solidifies it. Oh yeah, stay away from threads. How's Annie? She's doing so well. I shared a picture with my mods yesterday of her. She's doing so good. She likes to chat. For anyone that's wondering who's Annie, she's a little Kinnear that we rescued. Yeah, that's you. And she's very chatty. So I realized yesterday if she whistles to me and I whistle back, we then have a conversation and then she dances for me. She kind of dances like how I dance. She's like that and a little bit of a shuffle. She has a shimmy, but she's doing really well. She's settling in amazing. I don't know, guys. How can Wayfarer and Jen Abel move forward when the judge is actively working against them? I don't know how you do, to be honest. I have no idea how you do. I wish I knew the answer to that. Canary? No, she's a Canur. Canur. But yes, let's look at something else. Let's pull up something else because at the end of the day, I'm just going to like ruminate, ADHD ruminate over the fact that this is like such bullshit. Let's see if anything else is happening. So that's the Jen Abel. Let's see. I don't have the official Wayfarer. Let's pull this up, see what's going on over there. So it just looks like copies of the motion to compel so far. Nothing new today. What's this? Ugh. It's like a immediate after the way they lied, not just about me and other content creators, but like others. Ugh. Minette. Declaration of Matthew F. Bruno in support of plaintiff's motion to compel. Oh, so Blake wants to compel people. Cool. She wants to compel people. How fast is this going to go through as approved? Counsel on record for Blake Lively. Submit this declaration in support of Miss Lively's motion to compel defendants. Basically, everyone to produce document by document privilege logs for the signal communications currently identified in category 1 of the Wayfarer defendants amended categorical privilege log. On September 8th, 2025, the Wayfarer defendants produced a categorical privilege log that failed to identify the number documents withheld in each category. A true and correct copy of the Wayfarer defendants' original categorical log, privilege log produced on September 8th is attached as Exhibit A. September 10th, I met and conferred with counsel for Wayfarer defendants together with other counsel for Lively and Jones work. They're all such a bunch of criminals. My opinion, of course. During this conferral, I explained how the Wayfarer defendants' categorical privilege log remained deficient, including because, one, it failed to identify how many documents were being withheld within each category. Two, well, if it's not relevant, why does it matter? Two, it did not provide sufficient information for Ms. Lively to evaluate the Wayfarer defendant's privilege claim. And three, it appeared to include communications with non-attorneys. I also explained to counsel that the additional information sought, including the number of documents withheld, could be easily generated automatically through their e-discovery vendor. So yes, they're trying to compel more information in regards to the privilege log. Party conferral, email communications. So they have more emails. So, it's Blake. She wants logs. She wants to compel, but she should never be compelled to do anything. Hello, it's so nice to see you. Oh my goodness. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do or what to say in regards to this. It's just ridiculous. Lauren sent us. Oh my goodness, that's so kind. Hello, Lauren, if Lauren's here. Hello, anyone that came over from Lauren's stream. As I'm complaining that I don't know what to say, I don't know what to. We love Lauren. I love her so much. Oh my goodness, that's so kind of her. Hello, everyone. We love Lauren over here. She's such a good friend of mine. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, the biggest piece for me in all of this is what we've been saying all along, is that at the end of the day, Blake, I know we'll play after. We'll play after. At the end of the day, Blake gets everything she wants. She'll probably get this approved to compel the Wayfarer parties. She gets everything she wants. And the Wayfarer parties, you look at this track record, when we look at Taylor Swift, it was immediate. They had submitted another letter, which my whole argument is I think they should have just done it all at once. I do think, I know, not popular to say, I do think in that respect, Wayfarer dropped the ball a little bit, or their lawyers. I think they should have just put everything in one document, knowing how Lyman rules. But they didn't even have a chance to submit everything in regards to Taylor Swift, and it was denied. And then we have email communication that's showing they were communicating through emails at 7 a.m. this morning. So must have submitted all of these documents that they had magically ready to go, all of these letters that were magically ready to go on Vanzan, aka Blake and Ryan's side. And the judge rules, what, like an hour later? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Doesn't make sense. And it'll be interesting. The one thing I'm thinking about is, and the one thing I keep going over in my brain is, I want to see how Blake handles this in terms of PR. So for those that are newer here, that's my background, is in PR. And so it's always the headlines, what I see in headlines as a result of these filings, that always interest me. And let's have a look actually at what Blake's doing right now. I don't think she's doing much, but it'll be interesting because do you, and this is where I keep going back and forth, do you run a PR campaign on this as another loss for Justin and mention that it's like this sham lawsuit? Or do you just leave it quiet? And I don't know what move they're going to take. I genuinely don't know what move they're going to take. But as of 2 hours ago, this is what's trending for Blake Lively, is apparently Taylor Swift and her relationship is over. I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I'm going to save them for today. I've shared them with some people in DMs. I have a lot of thoughts on that, but we'll just leave that to the side because it's a little off topic today. But we have this whole thing trending on Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. The friendship is finally done. That was the final straw. full timeline of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's lawsuit. I mean, she hasn't started yet, but this all just happened. I wouldn't be shocked. I think I wouldn't be shocked because Justin Baldoni's side, every time they've responded is so say they respond in terms of PR. We've seen the pattern. If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you've seen the pattern, you know what Blake does. They respond and Blake throws out PR that says, Darvo, me too, abuser's playbook. That has literally been what's happened. That's why all of a sudden Justin's team was doing more PR. They were putting out more articles and they shut it down because that's exactly what Blake was doing. Every time they said something, Blake hit them with that. So I almost wonder if she'll, in this Delulu land of Blakey, risk that Vanzan starts to make more legacy news, that people start to question Vanzan. It'll be interesting to see. I think she might risk it and run with it as another loss for Justin Baldoni. I think she might risk it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I keep going back and forth because it could open a can of worms. But sometimes they're so delulu that they might just run with it. Yeah, and I can see that side too. She doesn't want light on Vanzan. And she knows that he's not really going to say anything. Yes, the judge did. We can pull it back up quick. For those that are just hopping on, he did deny. So we have the motion to compel. So just this morning, what it looks like for those that are just hopping on is we had yesterday Kevin Fritz submit the motion to compel. So it was September 25th. I think it was later in the day that it actually hit court listener, but likely submitted during the day or in the morning. The lawyer submitted it. But then you have, when you go through this, and I have it all, you can watch the replay as well because we went through all of the emails. They were sending emails between Vanzan's lawyers and Wayfarer's lawyers up until 7 a.m. this morning, as in September 26th. This morning, they were going back and forth in emails trying to fix this. And so then Vanzan, aka Blake and Ryan, my opinion only, then file these documents opposing it. And then the judge is like, yeah, good call. Why not? So the motion to compel is denied for failure to satisfy Rule 4.6 of the court's individual practices in civil cases. So not only that, my friends that are just hopping on, however, Vanzan can move to charge the Wayfarer side for attorney's fees. Oh, I agree. Those emails from her lawyers were staged. The way they worded it, 100%. 100%. They knew what they were doing. They're so sketchy. Oh, yeah. He had everything ready. He was ready to go. It's like when celebrities, how if they want a PR story run, they're like, okay, so this document's going to be, and I know because I work in the field, this document's going to be on the court docket at this time. So you can run the story, it's going to be live at 2 p.m. You can run the story at 6 p.m. That's how it works. Same thing it feels like with Lyman. It's like, okay, what happened is I see they put that motion to compel and Lyman's like, okay, my opinion only, dramatic effect. I don't need more subpoenas. Okay. So Lyman then calls them up and they're like, okay, hey girl, hey. So what you need to do is get some emails between the two of you. Show that they're trying to set you up. Show that they're doing this in bad faith. And then if you get that in emails, we got them. And then I'll just deny it outright. Give me a reason to deny it outright. And then Vanzan's side is like, oh, this is awesome. Thanks, friend. Get off. Send the emails up until 7 a.m. Sending the emails back and forth. Submit it to the judge. And the judge has a stamp ready to go. He's like, boom, denied. That's how I believe things went on. No one has to believe me. Throw it in the fuck it bucket if you don't agree. Leo, allegedly, just my opinion. For entertainment, it's just all entertainment. That's why we have the dramatic effect. It's just entertainment. I'm here to entertain. Yeah, that's my theory too. Make them look like fools. Hey, it's just my theory. It's just my opinion. I'm not telling anyone else what to think. But that seems like what went down. It also seems to be a theme for Wayfarer to get caught in those situations because in my opinion, they're getting caught in those situations because just my own brain thinking, seems like the judge and them are all in cahoots. And at what point, it's like when I cover the Charlie Kirk thing, at what point do you go like, okay, it's a conspiracy theory up until this point, and you're like, there's too many coincidences, too many situations that seem weird. And I'm at the point where it's like, the very least I need to ask questions. Like for anyone that was on the fence before, which I know it's community, you guys weren't on the fence, but for anyone that was on the fence before, at what point do you go, hi, sweetie, we'll play after. Hi, we'll play after. Yeah, good girl. We'll play after. Good girl. Good girl. At what point do you go like, okay, I didn't want to go down the route of saying that the judge is corrupt, potentially, allegedly, maybe, but we're at the point where I'm comfortable saying that. Hello, I know you're dancing. You're very beautiful. I don't know, my friends. That's my dramatic reenactment of what I think is going on, though. Let's see what's going on. And at the same time of all that, the press is still falsely. Lauren is the one that I believe broke this in regards to it all being one big lie. But the press is still running with the story that Justin Baldoni sent someone to Taylor Swift's house to serve her. And people wonder why legacy media is dying. People wonder why no one believes legacy media anymore, because they're all a bunch of liars. They're all a bunch of manipulators. They all take a narrative that, and here's, I've had other PR people push back on me and go, well, Ashley, it's, hi, good girl, good girl. Hi. Yeah, hi. Yeah. Yeah. We play in a minute. I won't be much longer. Sorry, guys. I'm talking to my rescue parrot. Hi. Yeah. I know. I don't whistle well. Hey. Probably for the best, so I don't blast everyone that's listening on the mic. But anyway, the legacy media. Oh, that's where I was going. We'll play in a second. I'm almost done. Like everyone, all my animals know my calls are around an hour. So they all start acting like nuts after an hour because they're like, okay, mom's almost done. I mean, she's only been here for 2 days, but she knows. So I had someone push back recently and they go, well, Ashley, no, they're not writing a check to, People Magazine to run the story. And I said, don't bullshit me. It's not even that I'm saying that they're writing a check to like People Magazine or Page Six. We all know that when you work together, so say People gets an exclusive, there you get money on clicks, you get money on ads. There's ads on a page, for example, for People Magazine that play automatically. Those getting that ad spend right away without doing anything else. The clicks equal money. An exclusive equals money. Why? Because you backlink to it. Now, I have your 90-day PR playbook. I talk about backlinks, but I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about backlinks. We're going to lean more into white hat SEO, so search engine optimization for your YouTube channel, in the beginner YouTube roadmap. So that one starts, I think, the first week of October off the top of my head. But it's like, even if you don't have a YouTube channel yet, but you want to have one, or you're just starting a YouTube channel, I'll teach you all of this in there as well. But what ends up happening is that platform that gets the exclusive, I know you're doing your best to make a ruckus. That platform that gets the exclusive, everyone else backlinks to it. Okay. So you're going to have Page Six, for example. They like People has the exclusive, and the People's a hyperlink. It's a backlink. So if you click it, it brings you back to the People article. Well, all of those backlinks further push up that original article in SEO. So that's why you always see the exclusive as number one on Google, because all of those backlinks. So the thing that I've always fought with people that push back on me with this, and they're like, they're not getting paid like $10 million to run a story. Bullshit. They're getting all of that money from ads. They're getting all those backlinks, which just further supports their website and their publication to be trending higher in Google. So don't tell me that. And we have proof in the past that there's been journalists and platforms that have been blacklisted. I have a video in the past of Disney doing it to different journalists because they put out stuff they didn't like. So don't tell me that there's not an incentive. There is, and there is a monetary incentive to have the exclusive and to run a certain narrative by the powers that be. And the powers that be, unfortunately, are going to be, at this point for legacy media, Blake and Ryan. And that's why you're seeing a certain narrative be pushed because they're supporting Blake and Ryan. Oh, it's all so shady. It gets me so upset. The only thing that I think's nice about TMZ lately is they did run the story on the ostriches in BC, and I appreciate they did that. But other than that, yeah. Other than that, show the parrot. She's still settling in, so I'm not going to force her to be on camera right now. But one day I will for sure. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. She's like, okay, Mom, get off the freaking computer. Stop talking to people. Talk to me. Yeah, I know. But anyway, guys, that's what I have for you today. Is we got all excited at the start of the stream. Wow, this was an emotional roller coaster today. Talk about an emotional roller coaster. We start the stream. We're all excited because Vanzan's back on the docket. Halfway through the stream, we find out that the judge denied the motion to compel. So it looks like Vanzan's not on the docket anymore, other than to get money from Justin Baldoni. And, here we are. The legacy media is pushing that Justin Baldoni, even though there's no proof of it, Justin Baldoni, not even just not proof, it's just a bold-faced lie that Justin Baldoni sent a server to Taylor Swift's house in the middle of the night. And they were arrested. It's, a sad day for justice. I was really excited when I woke up this morning and saw Vanzan was back on the docket, but sad day for justice and sad day for, the realization that you can never trust legacy media. And it's just a reminder about that. As I always say, trust no headline. That's from the merch store. Trust no headline, because we shouldn't be trusting any headline, because legacy media always has a narrative to spin. They always have a narrative to spin. And when you look at my video, maybe I'll try to edit it and get it together in some way. But Silver Lake is one of the people buying TikTok right now with Oracle in this whole mess. Silver Lake is like that with Ari Emanuel through Endeavor. Ryan's like that with Ari Emanuel. God only knows why. I don't know why. So now yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Good girl. Pretty bird. So if I'm paying attention to anyone other than her too long already, just being a couple days here, she's very needy. Yeah, one day you'll hang out on the live stream. So we have Silver Lake involved in the purchase of TikTok, who is like that with Ari Emanuel, who's like that with Ryan Reynolds. And y'all think this is a good move for TikTok? Good luck with TikTok. I'd be best be getting away from TikTok. I think I had people in my DMs saying, well, the parrot's telling us to calm down and have faith. She gets excited. If I get excited, she gets excited. She's like dancing. She's doing that. She's dancing for me. At the end of the day, and I think, in many respects, I don't get worked up about much, but sometimes like rage is a good emotion. Funneled rage is a good emotion. I can be calm when I need to be calm, but sometimes you got to get worked up over shit. When you're passionate about something, guys, be passionate about it. Show your anger, show your rage, show your upset and your frustration. Because if you just roll over in life and you don't stand for anything, what I say, you don't stand for if you don't pick a cause and stand for it, you stand for nothing. So it's okay to be worked up. Channel it. Meta's tracking me over there. Meta's just tracking all of us, baby. But so you have that, Silver Lake, Oracle buying TikTok, which is we tried to do it yesterday and technology conked out on us. But anyway, my friends, that's why you're my tribe, you guys. Amen. Yeah, absolutely. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me. Go ground, go for a run, get that energy. I'm going to work out after this to get some energy moving after this disappointment. Lyman made my coffee 4 times stronger. For real. Before you go, make sure to like the stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed. What else did I want to say? Oh, and if you're starting a YouTube channel, for those that are newer, you might not realize, but over the last 15 years, I've been a branding, marketing, and PR specialist. And for the last 6 years, I've packaged that knowledge into courses that are affordable for people. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or getting started on one, or you just, you got one, you haven't really done much with it, then the beginner YouTube roadmap is all for you. I'm also going to be teaching you white hat SEO. Jed Wallace uses black hat and gray hat, allegedly, in my opinion. I'll teach you white hat for your YouTube channel in a way that's ethical. I'll teach you branding psychology in a way that's ethical, and finding and learning what your line is. And we were talking about this yesterday before the stream conked out on us of, everyone's going to have a different line. For me, I would rather use my powers of understanding psychology for good rather than for evil. And so I'm going to teach you all of that. Bacon emojis. What is going on in the chat? I'm going to teach you guys all of that in the beginner YouTube roadmap. So I'd love to see you guys if you're joining us in there. Please post some Luna pictures. I do have to get better at posting pictures. I'm going to be honest. I have been working so much lately. Like when I say so much, I mean 5 a.m. till my computer closes at 11 to midnight lately. That when I do go out on the farm, I don't bring my phone with me. Covering multiple stories. So like the Blake Lively stuff, the Charlie Kirk stuff, course creation. I have your 90-day PR playbook. I'm preparing for the beginner YouTube roadmap. I have private clients as well. I can promise you guys that I pretty much don't leave my office these days. I'm in a season of no, as I call it. And that's why there haven't been a lot of pictures of the animals, because when I go out on the farm recently, it's just like, I just need like no content creation, just relax. But I'll make an effort this weekend to get more pictures of everyone. And then the goat videos, the misfit herds. Let me just grab that. Hi, you dancing? Yeah, because I'm almost done. Misfit herd. This is the goat cam. We'll be getting the goat cam going this afternoon again. So that's the goat cam. If you want to see the rescue goats and sheepies, we have a channel for them. And we will have some days where the camera's on the horses instead. It's just been raining a lot, so the horses are hiding under the trees. So they're not really out much, to be honest. But I'm so glad you love the goat cam. I will put Annie on camera one day, not today. She literally just got here like 2 days ago. So I'm trying to get her to settle in. But yes, one day I promise I will. But yes, we will also have the goat cam on the horses. Again, they're just hiding. They have like a little strip of like a forest at one part of their paddock, and they've just been hiding from the rain. So, all right. Yes. Also rest. Yes. I was hoping to get a good night's sleep last night because I went to bed at like 9, but then our dogs were up sick all night from the weird weather we're having. So, all right, my friends, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's so nice to see everyone in the chat. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe. Yeah, we'll get the horses on. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.